Today we're going to talk about SOL tools and technology enhanced items.
This item is an example of a drag-and-drop item, similar to what may appear on a third-grade mathematics standards of learning test. On all technology-enhanced items, there are directions on the screen that indicate how to answer the item. To answer a drag-and-drop item, the student clicks on an answer choice, which is then indicated with the glow, and drags it to the response box to answer the question. Answer choices can be moved between the dark gray box and the response box should a student want to change an answer. In this example, a student would click and drag the correct place value from the dark gray box on the right side of the screen to the correct location in the box on the left side of the screen. The correct answer for the top box is 10,000s, and the correct answer for the bottom box is hundreds. Both boxes must contain the correct place value for this item to be correct. The next item is an example of a Hotspot technology-enhanced item, similar to what may appear on a 6th grade mathematics standards of learning test. The model shown represents one hole. To answer this Hotspot item, the student would click on parts of the model to shade 3/8 of this hole. The shaded box can be removed by clicking on it again. The correct answer is to have any 6 out of the 16 boxes shaded. The next item is an example of a graphing item, which is similar to what may appear on a 3rd grade mathematics standards of learning test. To answer bar graph items like this one, the student can either click on a location above a bar to plot the height of the bar, or drag the bar to the desired height. To change an answer, the student may simply click on another location or drag the bar to a new height, and the bar height will change. To answer this item, a student would create a bar graph that represents the data in the tally chart on the left side of the screen. The correct answer for this item is the bar representing the number of pictures Nancy has would be 5. The bar representing the number of pictures Brian has would be 3. The bar representing the number of pictures Kristen has would be 8. The bar representing the number of pictures Ricardo has would be 9. The next item is an example of graphing on a coordinate plane and is similar to what may appear on an end-of-course Algebra 1 Standards of Learning test. To answer a coordinate plane graphing item, the student uses the pointer tool and clicks on the grid to plot a point. The point can be removed with the eraser tool, or by clicking on the point again. For this item, a student would use the pointer tool and click on the coordinate plane to plot all of the solutions. The correct answers for this item are the ordered pairs -5, 0 and 1, 0. The final item is an example of a fill-in-the-blank item similar to what may appear on a 5th grade mathematics standards of learning test. This item also has students using an online protractor to measure the angle. The online protractor is a tool that has been in use on Virginia's online standards of learning tests since 2005. A student would click on the protractor icon to select it, and then click and drag the protractor over the angle to be measured. The arrow keys on the keyboard could also be used to move the protractor. To rotate the protractor, students could use either corner to move it clockwise or counterclockwise. After measuring the angle, the student would then type the answer in the blank. For this item, the student would only be able to enter numbers into the box. The correct answer is 145 degrees. Answers ranging from 142 to 148 are acceptable. Students could use the backspace key or the delete key on the keyboard to clear or change an answer. To put the protractor away, the student would click on the protractor tool icon in the toolbar.
By selecting the highlighter tool, you can highlight important text. The highlighter works by drawing a highlighted box around the important areas. To delete any highlighted area, you must use the eraser tool by clicking the eraser tool and then clicking on the highlighted box. In this section, we don't know which is the important numbers to use, so we are going to highlight both the 12 of the students, but also in the actual question, the 5 students portion. After reading the question, we can see that 12 of the students is not necessary, so we will erase that and then highlight the chore that shows 5 students, which is walking dog. When selecting our answer, we need to select the pointer tool because the highlighter tool does not work when trying to select the answer. So we go up to click the pointer tool and then select B, walking dog. The coordinates and counters can be used when doing simple counting or math. In this case, we can make 2 rows of 5 counters. You will not be able to use more than 25 counters. To erase counters, you have to use the eraser button and click on each individual counter to delete them. To use the ruler, you click on the ruler in the toolbar, and you must select the appropriate measuring tool, either centimeters or inches. When lining up, it's important that you don't use the end of the ruler, but you line up the first marker with 0. But in this question, I've made a critical mistake. I'm using the wrong ruler. This question is asking for inches, but I've used the centimeter ruler, so I must go back and use the inches ruler. Again, I don't go to the end of the ruler, I have to line up the marker with my 0. Clearly, the length of this hair clip is halfway between 2 and 3 inches. Therefore, my answer is going to be 2 1/2 inches. I must select the pointer tool to select my answer. There are times when you're using your protractor that the lines are not actually long enough, so you may want to extend those lines so you can get a more accurate degree. When this is the case, you select the line tool, you pick a starting point and extend the line past the existing line and let go. Then you can use your protractor. It'll show you the exact measurement, and in this case it's 146 degrees. The pencil tool should rarely be used because it is difficult to write neatly using the mouse. However, there are times when you can write the numbers on pictorial representations. The choice eliminator tool allows you to cross off any incorrect answers. You must select the pointer tool to select the correct answer. Here's an example of when you can use the pencil tool to mark off how many spaces are jumped. If you try to select an answer that has been marked for elimination, it will provide a warning to make sure that you want to choose that answer. The calculator tool is an exact replica of the calculator that you will have on the test. To move it, you grab it by the toolbar on top of the calculator, and you type in the keys just as you would your regular calculator. If you have the audio player function on your tests, there are times when you may need to move it by grabbing the toolbar and moving it to a better location. The test will automatically read the next question when you hit next.
A game started at the time shown on the clock. Please refer to the clock on your screen. The game ended 2 hours and 35 minutes later. The game ended at
You can pause at any time and rewind by moving the slide.
A game started at the time shown on the clock. Please refer to the clock on your screen.
To skip ahead to the reading of the question, you may have to move the slide back and forth.
2:20 p.m. p.m. B. A. 1:45 p.m. B. 2:20 p.m. C. 2:45 p.m. D. 3:20 p.m.